Welcome to the World Cup show, and today we're talking about Group H, the run-up of Group H. Today was decision day for Group H as the teams qualified for the round of 16, and the teams in that group was Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea, and Portugal. What an interesting group it was. Ghana almost pulling up a draw with Portugal early in the group, and also defeating South Korea in one of the best games, the World Cup, where the Ghanaians actually, in my book, scored one of the best team goal in the World Cup, having touched the ball 32 times to score in that beautiful game in the World Cup by kudos. Kudos, no doubt, for the Ghanaians as being one of the best best players for the Ghanaians. And to me, that is like the talent of the future. That boy has so much talent in him. He's so good, and it gives the Ghanaians hope because Kudos is still young and is such a great player. But Kudos was not enough to deliver the Ghanaians from the Uruguay players today. Uruguay beat Ghana by 2-0. Prior to this game, Suarez was asked in a press conference, asking if he had apologized officially for what happened in 2010. If you can recall, in 2010, Suarez was the person that stood between Ghana and qualification for their first ever semifinals when they met Uruguay in the quarterfinals, and that would have been the first time ever an African team will be officially qualifying for the semifinals. But Suarez literally stopped the ball with his hand, which was a lot of controversy. But he was given a red card and he was given a penalty, which Asamoah Gyan missed. So when Suarez was asked in the press conference if he had any remorse for what has happened in the past, and he said he was punished for his actions, he got a red card, and he didn't miss the penalty, so why should he apologize? And to be honest, with all due respect, I agree with Suarez. He made a mistake, he was punished, and the Ghanaians had an advantage, and they lost the penalty. And Uruguay now advanced to the next stage, just courtesy of that move. But this game was supposed to be a revenge game for the Ghanaians and the Uruguayans. The Ghanaians were talking so much how they were going to revenge and defeat the Uruguayans to pay them back for what happened in 2010. But the case was not the same today. One player, De Arascota, scored a brace in the game, breaking the Ghanaian hearts by beating them 2-0, and courtesy of Luis Suarez. Suarez, the first goal was a shot from him, and Arascota's finished it, and the second was an assist. You see, my issue with this game was, I think the Ghanaians lost this game in their mind. They allowed Luis Suarez get into their head. It was more of a psychological game than what they thought it was going to be. Because when I watched Ghanaians play today, I'm very honest, I was very disappointed with the Ghanaian performance today because I expected way more than what they played. They had this lackadaisical attitude towards the game, like they were scared of something, like we didn't see that heart we saw against South Koreans when they defeated South Korea. Only Kudos was the man trying to make things work. Inaki Williams, their top 9, I don't want to say he's a bad player, but he definitely did not have a good tournament because all the games he played, he was not impactful in the games. Let's be honest, he ran, he's very fit, he's strong, but as a striker, he didn't really do justice to his role as a striker. That's another conversation for another day. But the Ghanaians did not face the game like anything was at stake, because if Ghana would have beaten Uruguay today, automatically the Ghanaians would have gotten qualification for the next round of 16, which would have boosted their confidence and they would have gotten their revenge. But they didn't go into that game like they wanted a revenge. They went to that game being scared because they had Suarez in their mind or their head. At the end of the day, the same Suarez is the one that destroyed them. That is why I told a friend earlier today that Luis Suarez is forever going to be remembered in Ghanaian football history because that man has really dealt with them. 2010, 12 years later, is the same story. Ghana failed to qualify. But winning that game automatically gave Uruguay a chance to qualify. But that chance depended now on Portugal. Portugal had to defeat South Korea or draw with South Korea for Uruguay to advance. But that was not the story. South Korea came with a plan. The plan was 3 points and nothing. And to the shock of everyone, the South Koreans shocked Portugal by beating them 2-1. And the winner came in the 90th minute of extra time. What a way to qualify for the group. What a way to qualify for the group. These groups have been so interesting how teams have qualified. Many big teams have lost in this group stage. You know what I mean? Like now in the group stage, qualification now, Portugal now tops the group with 6 points, South Korea with 4 points, Uruguay with 4 points, and Ghana with 3 points. Uruguay narrowly losing position to move to the next round, strictly by goal difference, and South Korea is in the round of 16 as a runner-up to Portugal, which officially tops up the group of Group H. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back with the other roundup of the other group of Brazil. Thank you for watching.